Candy and sweets are perhaps the most iconic and widely accepted forms of indulgence in modern diets. Often associated with celebration, childhood, and comfort, they are woven into the fabric of social rituals, from Halloween bags and birthday parties to office bowls and holiday stocking stuffers. But beneath the colorful wrappers and nostalgic charm lies a potent source of dietary harm. Candy and sweets are not harmless pleasures. They are hyper-processed, sugar-saturated products that fuel some of the most devastating health epidemics of our time, including obesity, diabetes, tooth decay, inflammation, and metabolic dysfunction. The damage they inflict is not just cosmetic or short-term. It is cumulative, systemic, and often irreversible. The main ingredient in nearly all candy is sugar, often in its most refined, concentrated form. Whether it's sucrose, high-fructose corn syrup, glucose, or dextrose, these sugars are metabolically disruptive in even small doses, and candy delivers them in extreme concentrations. A single candy bar or bag of gummies can contain 20 to 50 grams of added sugar, well over the recommended daily limit. When consumed, this sugar rapidly enters the bloodstream, spiking blood glucose and triggering a corresponding surge in insulin. These rapid spikes and crashes not only lead to energy instability and cravings, but over time they wear down the body's ability to regulate glucose, increasing the risk of insulin resistance and eventually type 2 diabetes. But the metabolic impact of candy extends far beyond blood sugar. Excess sugar is stored in the liver as glycogen, and when those stores are full, as they often are in sedentary people, the liver begins converting the excess into fat. This contributes to non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, NEFLD, an increasingly common condition that can progress to liver inflammation, fibrosis, and even cirrhosis. Simultaneously, high sugar intake increases triglyceride levels in the blood, thickens arterial walls, and promotes the buildup of plaque, key contributors to cardiovascular disease. The irony is striking. Small, brightly packaged candies meant to bring joy are in fact accelerating the progression of silent, deadly conditions like heart attacks and strokes. One of the most visible and immediate effects of candy is on oral health. Sugars provide a ready food source for the bacteria in the mouth, especially Streptococcus mutans, which metabolize sugar into acids that erode tooth enamel. Over time, this leads to cavities, gum disease, and tooth loss. Sticky candies like caramels, taffy, or gummies are especially damaging because they adhere to teeth, allowing sugar and acid to linger long after eating. Dental decay is not just a cosmetic issue. It can cause chronic pain, infections, and even systemic inflammation if oral bacteria enter the bloodstream. Beyond sugar, candies are filled with artificial colors, flavors, emulsifiers, and preservatives, many of which have questionable or outright harmful health effects. Artificial dyes like red 40, yellow 5, and blue 1 are banned or restricted in some countries due to their links to hyperactivity in children and potential carcinogenic properties. Yet they remain common in candies marketed directly to children in the United States and elsewhere. These ingredients add no nutritional value, but are used solely for visual appeal and marketability. Some artificial sweeteners and flavor enhancers used in sugar-free or diet candies also come with their own risks, including digestive distress and potential negative impacts on gut health and insulin sensitivity. What makes candy particularly dangerous is how easily and frequently it is consumed. Unlike large meals or fatty fast food, candy is typically eaten mindlessly, on the go, at a desk, or in front of a screen. Its small size belies its caloric density. People often underestimate how much they've eaten until it's too late. The just a little treat mindset quickly becomes a daily habit, which leads to persistent sugar overload and metabolic strain. Worse, sugar has addictive properties. It triggers dopamine release in the brain's reward center, reinforcing behavior and promoting cravings. This makes quitting or even reducing intake especially difficult. The more you eat, the more you want, an endless loop that profits manufacturers while weakening public health. Children are particularly vulnerable. Candy is marketed to them relentlessly, using cartoons, bright packaging, and emotional associations with fun and reward. This early exposure programs children to associate pleasure and comfort with sugar, forming habits that can last a lifetime. Childhood obesity, early onset diabetes, and poor dental health are increasingly common, trends that correlate directly with increased sugar consumption through candies and sweets. It's no exaggeration to say that candy is helping to lay the foundation for a lifetime of chronic disease in the youngest members of society. Even so-called natural or organic candies are not exempt. These may use cane sugar instead of high-fructose corn syrup or beet juice for coloring instead of artificial dyes, but they're still fundamentally sugar bombs. The body processes these sugars the same way, and the impact on metabolism and dental health is no different. In fact, the health halo around organic sweets can be even more dangerous, as it encourages overconsumption under the illusion of safety. Over time, the regular consumption of candy weakens the body in subtle but powerful ways. It promotes chronic inflammation, which is at the root of nearly every degenerative disease, including cancer, Alzheimer's, and arthritis. It floods the bloodstream with sugar, creating a hostile environment for cells and tissues. It encourages fat gain, especially visceral fat, which surrounds vital organs and disrupts hormonal signaling. And it displaces healthier foods, fruits, nuts, vegetables, that could otherwise provide fiber, antioxidants, and essential nutrients. Candy and sweets are not merely empty calories. They are actively harmful substances dressed in sweet flavors and comforting associations. Their impact is not confined to the mouth or the waistline. It extends to the heart, liver, brain, and pancreas. While they may seem like harmless indulgences, especially when consumed in moderation, the reality is that few people stop at just one piece or one occasion. In a world where candy is available on every counter, in every store, and at every social event, moderation quickly gives way to routine, and routine becomes risk. The truth is blunt and uncomfortable. Regular candy consumption is a direct path to metabolic disease, dental destruction, and systemic inflammation. The industry behind it relies on our emotional attachments, our cravings, and our lack of awareness. Breaking free from this toxic relationship requires more than willpower. It demands a clear understanding of what these products are doing to our bodies over time. Candy may offer a moment of sweetness, but it often leaves a legacy of harm that no amount of pleasure can justify.